My boss stood at the front of the boardroom, presenting my exact slides, word for word, and I was sitting in the third row watching it happen in real time. I had spent 4 months building that restructuring proposal. 4 months of late nights, skipped lunches, spreadsheets I dreamed about in my sleep. I had emailed every single draft to Linda, my direct supervisor, because that was the process. She reviewed, she approved, she submitted to leadership. I never thought twice about it. The applause in that room was deafening. The VP of operations stood up and shook Linda's hand. I watched her smile like she had invented electricity. Not once did she gesture to me. Not once did she say the words my team or we. She said, I identified, I developed, my recommendation. I felt physically sick. Afterward, I pulled her aside in the hallway. My voice was calm, but my hands were shaking. I said, Linda, that was my proposal. You didn't change a single word. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, you work for me. Your work is my work. That's how this company operates. I suggest you remember that. Then she walked away. I went back to my desk, and I did not cry. I opened my email archive and I started printing. Every draft, every timestamp, every thread where she had replied to my work with nothing but looks good, send it up. I had a paper trail going back to February. 2 weeks later, Linda sent me a formal performance warning. Apparently my attitude had become a problem, and I was not demonstrating the collaborative spirit the team needed. I knew exactly what this was. She was building a case to fire me before I could say anything. So I moved first. I requested a meeting with HR and the VP of operations together. I walked in with a folder, set it on the table, and I said nothing. I just slid it across. Inside was every email, every draft, every timestamp, and a side-by-side comparison of my original document and the slides Linda had presented. Identical. Down to the font choices. The room went very quiet. The VP looked at Linda. Linda opened her mouth and closed it twice. Then she said the most unhinged thing I have ever heard a professional adult say out loud. She said I was mentoring her. I thought it would be a growth experience for her to see her ideas elevated. HR asked me to step outside. I sat in the hallway for 11 minutes. When they called me back in, Linda was gone. Not just from the room, from the building. They walked her out that same afternoon. 3 weeks later, I was promoted into her role. Same title, significantly higher salary, and the $50,000 bonus that had already been processed. The company couldn't claw it back from Linda legally. But they gave me a matching bonus as, and I quote, a recognition of the error and a commitment to making it right. I think about that hallway conversation sometimes. The way she said my work was her work like it was the most natural thing in the world. Here's what I want to know from you. If you had that paper trail, would you have gone to HR immediately, or would you have waited and built an even bigger case first? Tell me in the comments.